Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Welcome back. It is time already for another edition of the Weekly Member Spotlight. I'm very excited to sit down today with my friend Clay Nickel from Icon Property Rescue and One Tom Plumbing. Before we get to your interview, Clay, can I interject something very important for all of our members out there? We have Maintenance Mania coming up November 21st at Dave & Buster's in Tri-County, Ohio. We are looking to double the number of registrants that we have so far for this event. So if you are at the site level in a maintenance capacity, we challenge you to come to the Maintenance Mania event. We've got a lot of folks from this association who have placed in the event, who have attended the event nationally. Village Green's very own Jacob Paff from the Paddock Club has been for the last several years. But he is ready to be challenged, and I know there are so many capable folks out there in the field. Please register. It is a completely free event. Whether you want to compete seriously or win the whole event, please come. It's a great time, free food, free fun, and we've got, I think, all of our judges organized now. So we made a call for judges a few weeks ago. We've got that element organized now, but we need more participants. So get registered, give us a call at the association office, and we will get you signed up. All right, without further ado, Clay, good morning.
Morning.
Thank you so much for agreeing to be here.
Absolutely.
I know we had a little snafu. I was harassing you about being a feature of the Spotlight, and then I forgot to email you and get it organized.
Yeah, well.
So that happens from time to time when you're dealing with someone who's, you know, a little scatterbrained on Friday mornings. But thank you for agreeing to be here.
Absolutely. Happy to be here.
So I've known you for a few years. Again, you're with Icon Property Rescue, but there might be some folks in Facebook land who do not know who you are. So I'd like to start off by asking you to take a moment, introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about who you are and how long you've been in the business.
Sure. My name is Clay Nickel. I work for Icon Property Rescue and One Tom Plumber. We can talk a little bit more about that later on. But I've been in the apartment industry for about 4 years now. I first started with CertaPro Painters, and then when I moved over to Icon Property Rescue after a couple of years, I've been with them now for, 2 years and a few months. It's been great, but I solely work in the commercial property management industry, so about 4 years in the industry now.
So you mentioned that Icon also is now One Tom Plumbing or Plumber. How did that come to be? And tell us a little bit about what you do with both of those companies.
Yeah, absolutely. So a little over a year ago, we opened One Tom Plumber. And we take what we do for Icon Property Rescue, which is that emergency response. We guarantee 59 minutes or less. And we were trying to apply that to the plumbing industry. A lot of our clients had told us that if you could do what you do with Icon and apply it to the plumbing industry, you would own the daytime commercial market. So a lot of our clients now love One Tom Plumber. We're that emergency response plumbing company, full service plumbers. So we have a separate plumbing division.
Does a lot of your restoration work come from plumbing mishaps?
It does, yes.
Right?
Yeah. So a lot of times, there'll be, in the apartment industry, let's just say there'll be a property manager who has a plumbing issue, maybe a sewer is backed up or something, and they can utilize both One Tom Plumber, and then One Tom Plumber will then call Icon out to clean up the mess. So definitely works hand in hand, so it's definitely a great fit.
Well, great. What do you like so much about being involved with the GCM Kea as it relates to your business?
In my business, it's relationships, and being a part of the apartment association, I have met so many great people, so many property managers, so many maintenance techs. I just really love forming relationships with everybody, and the apartment association really allows that. You guys have so many events, dinners, the reverse business exchange has been great.
Golf outings galore.
Golf outings, I always set up a shop on a hole and pass out goodies and stuff. So definitely it's been great being a part of the Apartment Association.
So how did you get into the restoration business? I heard you say you worked for CertaPro, and we know them, of course, but how did you kind of get involved into the restoration side of things?
Yes, CertaPro is a great fit for me, but my coworker at the time worked solely with property management companies. And then later on, I started working a little bit on the apartment side of things, but I had an opportunity. I knew the owner of Icon, but I had an opportunity to come over to Icon and work solely as the commercial property management rep. And I saw that as a much better opportunity, a way to form relationships and really grow my clientele and business.
Okay.
So I definitely wanted to make the switch.
So being in the property management industry for several years, it sounds like, I'm sure you've got some great and memorable stories. What's one that comes to mind? Family friendly. Here, we're on video.
A lot of crazy things happen in the restoration industry. I mean, emergency response to fire, flood, crime and trauma, anything really goes. But I would say soon after I started at Icon, I had recently met a property manager. So this was kind of new to both of us when this happened. But he had a property, and on the 3rd floor, a sprinkler head had busted. And anybody that knows if a sprinkler head busts, it can create a lot of mess.
Yep.
Well, it ran for a couple hours before anybody really even knew what was going on. So luckily, I'd met him recently, and he knew exactly who to call. So he called in Icon and was kind of freaking out a little bit, didn't really know what to do. I assured him that, hey, this is what we do. This is what Icon lives for. We guarantee response time of 59 minutes or less. We'll be there within the hour. We showed up with 3 extraction trucks, 10, 15 guys, a generator, a truck that was solely for all the equipment that we were using. And it's like as soon as we got there, he went from complete panic mode to just a calmness. He knew that we were there for him. He had planned to go on vacation that night and had told me, like, listen, I don't think this is going to happen anymore. I said, well, just hold on. Let's see what we can do for you here. But he ended up being able to go on vacation. He knew that we were going to be there to take care of him. And that was my first time really seeing kind of a large water loss.
Right.
So it was definitely one of the most memorable moments for me, but it really assured me that I work for a great company and we take care of our clients.
I like that. So kind of along the same lines, but what has been the most shocking thing that you've seen that you can speak of?
So
I heard you say crime
and trauma is a thing that we do. And there was a suicide that happened at an apartment complex. And I know it's extremely hard for property manager, family that's involved. But I was on scene for one of these, and just to kind of see the effects of everything, very, very hard to see. So very shocking.
Yeah.
It's not something I like to deal with a lot, but it is something that Icon, does for our clients.
You know what? I count myself very, very lucky. On site, I never had to deal with that. But in my role, in the last literally 2 or 3 months, we've had 2. And it's a terrible thing. So to have someone who can come in and help you deal with all of that, so you can deal with the human component of it with the family and that side of things, means a lot. So
absolutely
nothing pleasant about that, but someone has to do it. So that's good to know that we've got partners who are capable and able and ready in 59 minutes or less.
Yes, we respond in an hour.
So what kind of advice would you offer up, Clay, to folks who are maybe on the associate side of things, getting involved with our organization? How would you say they can make the most of their membership?
Take advantage of everything that the Apartment Association has to offer, whether it is the dinners, whether it is the business exchange, the golf outings, maintenance mania. I mean, it seems like every couple weeks something else is going on.
Right.
But if you can start to form those relationships, especially in my side of the industry, more of a service side, I'm not really selling a product.
Right.
But if you can start to build those relationships and just become friends with your clients. That's my end goal, is to, I'm going to meet you. I'm going to explain kind of the services that we offer. Hopefully you don't ever need our services. But at the end of the day, I'm never going to talk about work again, unless we need to. But, let's just become friends and hang out outside of work. And so just, really focus on those relationships and meeting people and always being open-minded.
Great advice and no shortage of events. So thank you for highlighting that.
Sure.
I want to ask a favor of you, my friend.
Oh, boy.
Because I know you're in the field, if you will promise me that every maintenance associate you see between now and November 21st, you'll remind them about Maintenance Mania.
I absolutely will.
I would greatly appreciate that. Thank you.
For sure.
You probably see way more maintenance associates being on site
in
your role than a lot of us do. So
not a lot of them.
Thank you.
Sure.
All right. Well, can we switch gears and get to know you a little bit more on a personal level?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, tell us about your family.
Well, I've been married now, 3.5 years. Wow.
Congrats.
Thank you. No kids yet, but between the two of us, we have 6 wonderful nieces and nephews.
What age range?
Let's see. It'll be 3 to 17.
Wow, that's fabulous.
My brother's daughter, so my niece, she just got her driver's license recently.
Aww.
So, yeah, they definitely age and rage.
Right.
So some live up in the Toledo area, Lexington, Louisville, so not a whole lot live in the Cincinnati area, but we're very close with our family, see them often. Both of our parents are still married, which sets a really true example to us. And
that's awesome.
An end goal for a healthy marriage.
Seriously, well, that's great. You mentioned your family is brought out. Are you from the Cincinnati area?
Originally from the Toledo area, so
Okay.
Sylvania, right outside Toledo.
Okay.
And then for college, I went to Bowling Green.
Okay.
And then after actually, when I mentioned Bowling Green down
In
in
Ohio?
Cincinnati, that's the question I always get
Right.
is Bowling Green, Kentucky or Bowling
Yeah.
Green, Ohio? But Bowling Green State University in Ohio.
I just drove through that area yesterday on
Oh,
my way home
nice.
from Detroit.
It's flat up there.
It
It's
is.
a tundra. But yeah, graduated from Bowling Green and then moved down to Cincinnati
Okay.
about 11 years ago, and
Okay.
been here ever since. Met my wife here. So.
Yeah, she from Cincinnati?
She's from Portsmouth, but had moved to Cincinnati, I think maybe a couple years before we had met.
Okay.
So we're both love Cincinnati.
Transplants, but
Absolutely.
hometown now, right?
Absolutely.
Well, what do you like to do in your spare time, hobbies or?
Well, I love playing golf, and I'm kind of sad that golf season is coming quickly to an end.
Right.
But golf, I love to travel. Since my wife and I don't have kids yet, we definitely enjoy traveling while we can.
Yeah.
And what else do I like to do? Play guitar.
Acoustic?
Yeah.
Yeah. What kind of
Definitely.
music do you play?
Gosh, I learned to play the guitar playing Dave Matthews Band
Oh, wow.
songs. A lot of his songs are complex. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of a self-taught guitarist and been playing since college.
I love that he's got into acting now.
Yes.
So I just my son is in 2nd grade, and I just started reading to him my favorite childhood book, which is Where the Red Fern Grows.
Okay.
And Dave Matthews is in the movie.
He is in the movie.
And
isn't
I
he?
didn't remember that, but when I went out to get the movie, because I'm like, we're going to read the book, and I'm going to let you watch the movie. I'm like, oh, Dave Matthews is in this.
Fantastic.
He's as good of an actor as he is a musician.
He really is
Yeah.
hilarious in some of his. He's been in some Adam Sandler movies.
Yes.
But definitely, he's a multi-talented
He
artist.
is. Well, what's your favorite golf course that you've played?
Well, unfortunately for Golf League, we have to play up at DeVue Park Golf Course,
Yeah.
which is a very challenging course. It's very hilly, very unforgiving.
Yeah.
But in the area, I really enjoy playing Traditions. It's down in northern Kentucky in the
Okay.
Hebron area.
Mm-hmm.
It's a private club, but I have a couple friends that are members out there, so occasionally I'll
Right.
get the invite. But I'd say that's my favorite course to play.
Are
is
you a good
Traditions.
golfer?
Sometimes.
Sometimes?
Maybe after a couple beers
Yeah.
or something, a little swing lube or something. But yeah, definitely. At times I can be okay, but at other times it can be a train wreck.
I understand. Well, you mentioned your love of music. What's one of the best concerts that you've been to?
Well, definitely Dave Matthews Band as an avid lover of all of his music.
Yeah.
Really enjoy Zach Brown Band. I love
Yeah.
all kinds of music. Who else have I seen lately? Garth Brooks, when he came to Cincinnati
yeah.
a couple years ago
Yeah.
and sold out, I think, like a week of shows.
Trisha was just here.
Was she?
Last week, yeah. Last
Huh.
weekend, she was at the Taft.
Wonder if Garth.
He had to. How would he not be in the audience,
I think
right?
so. But Garth Brooks was really cool to see. He's just a living legend.
Oh, yeah.
But I love all concerts. And
What about books? Have you read any good books, or what's one of the most recent ones that you've read?
well, they made it into a movie. I read this years ago.
Yeah.
But The Art of Racing in the Rain.
Yes.
Is probably the last book I've really read. I haven't read a whole lot of books
Right.
lately, but I definitely need to go see the movie. I have not seen the movie yet. But
There's
I'm
nothing
definitely-
better than reading a book and then seeing the movie too. So that would be a good
Absolutely.
one to watch. Though
For
I've
sure.
I love Milo Venta, however you pronounce his last name is, but I'm not going to do that to myself because I know I'll probably be depressed for a week after.
I hear
seeing
that it's a tearjerker.
Right. Well, do you have any pets at home?
I do. So I have a little Yorkie named Macy.
Aww.
And she is like the love of my wife
Ah.
and I's life. We love her so much. But the story behind Macy is I grew up having labs, and she
Uh-huh.
grew up having Yorkies. So we compromised
Obviously, right.
and got a Yorkie. But I'll tell you what, I've never really had a small dog, but since I've gotten Macy, lap dogs are awesome.
Do you
so.
take her everywhere?
Not like Paris Hilton or somebody
Yeah.
would, or the Kardashians,
Right.
but we definitely take her out when we can, and
It's so crazy. Literally everywhere I go, people have their pets now.
it's.
I
yeah.
mean, and I don't even think they're pretending like they're emotional support animals or anything like that. You can just take them everywhere now. And I noticed one of the pictures that you sent for the post that we'll be making a little bit later today is Macy at what appears to be a
brewery. We were down in Asheville, North Carolina,
Oh, okay.
for an anniversary
Yeah.
a couple years ago, and we brought our dog with us.
Oh,
But
that's
I'll tell you
fun.
what, dogs everywhere down there. It was
Mhm.
very, very pet friendly, and
Yep.
so there are some places that are very pet friendly. But
Oh,
then
yeah.
I know if you're walking to the grocery store and you see somebody with a dog, it's what's going on here?
I mean,
and in a little bag or something.
yes, out west especially, like everywhere, even in restaurants and whatnot, they'll allow the dogs on the patios, and so I think it's
Crazy.
moving east. It's going to be here before you know it.
Absolutely. Little Macy, she'll be joining us everywhere.
And I don't think anybody would mind a little dog at a brewery. I mean, come on.
No.
You got to have something to talk about.
For sure.
Well, what's one of your favorite TV shows or movies, Clay?
Well, I love movies and TV, so it's hard to really narrow it down, but there's some great Netflix shows. Ozark's a favorite. I know they're still making some episodes, so looking forward to the next season. Jack Ryan, I think, has got a new season coming out. That's great. Love all the HBO, Showtime shows, Game of Thrones, Billions, Family Guy's always great.
You can't see it right now, but my cup over there is a Game of Thrones. Mother
Get
of Dragons cup. Yep. Never watched an episode in my life, but I have the cup.
Can I have it?
Yeah, it's my niece's. She'll love that.
So yeah, definitely love all.
Okay, so I just thought of a new question. I'm not going to ask you this, but we're trying to like liven this up a little bit.
Okay.
And so my new question is not only what's your favorite TV or movie show, but can you do an impression of an actor or an actress? I will not ask you that, but future participants of this be prepared.
Prepared.
Right. Well, what about sports? Do you follow sports at all?
So I know I'm going to get a lot of backlash for this.
Uh-oh.
But I am a die-hard Michigan Wolverine fan.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say Steelers. I can
no.
Okay.
Don't like this. My brother's a big Steelers fan,
right.
But die-hard Michigan Wolverine fan.
So now I'm going to exclude all the M's from every word of your post today. Will that be okay?
Don't do it. It's been disappointingly the record against Ohio State, but hopefully this year we can get them. We could lose every game in the season and beat Ohio State.
And it's fine.
I would be extremely happy with that.
You know, as a non-Cincinnati transplant, homegrown, hometown girl over here, I'm going to say, give us Ohio State. I mean, we've got the Bengals, we've got the Reds, both of whom were just, I think, awarded the prestigious title of longest playoff championship drought. So
Sounds about right.
At least we have Ohio State to keep us like somewhat relevant, right?
They're good. They are good. I will give them that. And you know, when Urban Meyer was there, when I was at Bowling Green, he was the head coach. It was his first head coaching job. Yeah. So I really did like Urban Meyer, but I just.
How did you come to like Michigan, being from?
Well, so I was actually born in Detroit, and I lived in Michigan for 2 years. So I don't remember any of it.
Right.
But up in the Toledo area, I mean, it's split 50-50, and I think I just like the colors better. My older brother liked them too.
That's funny. Well, my company is based in Detroit, so I have to kind of stay relevant. Although they have way more Michigan State folks than they do University of Michigan folks, but it's a very nice blend.
Little balance.
You'll get the occasional email where the M's are missing and the jokes fly back and forth.
It starts soon.
It does.
Absolutely.
All right, well, this is a new question, and you know it's coming, but tell us about one of your best vacations, or do you have a great vacation coming up?
Well, actually, it's funny that the timing of this, a week from tomorrow, my wife and I are flying to the Bahamas.
Wow.
So we really do enjoy the Caribbean.
Yeah.
The first time both of us had been to the Caribbean was our honeymoon.
Uh-huh.
And we've been trying to go back as often as possible ever since. So we really enjoy. We're beach people.
Are you?
We're beach
so
people.
When you go on vacation, do you like plant yourself at the beach and drink yourselves into oblivion, or do you do excursions? Like, what's your vacation mojo?
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
We definitely enjoy the pool time, the beach time. We try to do a resort style.
Yeah.
But we definitely enjoy excursions. So we're going to an island called Great Exuma.
Okay.
And some of you out there may have seen, there's a place not too far where you can swim with pigs. There's pigs that are on a little island.
Really?
And we've been to this location before, so we're going back. We love those are our favorite spots, so we're going back. But yeah, it's an island, and you can swim with these pigs, and they're up on the beach, and baby pigs. And
are they the cute little pink pigs, or like
some?
Okay.
Some are disgusting.
I'm gonna say I'm not sure how I feel about that.
But no, it's definitely a great time, and very it's just a good experience.
Well, that's fun. It's always great to have a vacation to look forward to. So
absolutely,
I love that question. So I wanted to ask you another just random question. If you could be any animal, what would you be and why?
I guess probably a lion.
Yeah.
They are fierce competitor. I feel like I've got a little bit of that competitive side to me. They're always hungry for more, and they're just, just king of the land.
I like that. I like that very much. So you mentioned that you don't have children yet, but you have a lot of nieces and nephews. Did you see the Lion King movie?
Absolutely.
Was it phenomenal?
Wonderful.
Unbelievable. I think I don't know if I can say this with certainty, but maybe my favorite Disney movie ever, and I was so excited to see it. So.
Oh, absolutely. It's kind of one of those movies where it's like that came out on cartoon when I was young.
Uh-huh.
So when there's kids in line at the movie theater, it's like, this is for me,
Yes,
actually.
exactly.
I'm the one who saw this when I was a kid.
Well, and to see it with people who are relevant too, like Seth Rogen did the voice of the Warthog.
Yes.
And it was
Pumbaa.
Pumbaa. Thank you. Duh, how do I not know that? That was phenomenal. Have you ever seen a Broadway show?
You know what I have? What have I seen? It's the Book of Mormon. I saw.
Oh my gosh, I just saw that
Did
a couple
you really?
months ago. Yeah. Wow.
Hilarious.
Well, yeah, we went to see that not really knowing what exactly it was about, but holy cow, we should have an offline conversation about that.
Absolutely.
Well, the reason I brought that up is The Lion King is coming to the Aronoff
Really?
in December and January. You must.
Okay.
You absolutely must see it. It's phenomenal.
I
Not
bet
only
my wife
because it's
knows.
The Lion King, but because it's like the Broadway flair that it brings is unbelievable. It's one of the best,
Definitely
if
have to
not
check
the
it out.
best visual show that I've ever seen.
If it's not sold out, I'm sure my wife.
Go to StubHub if it's sold out. You might pay a few dollars more, but it's so worth it.
I'd definitely do
And
it.
a night out at the Aronoff. You're welcome.
Absolutely.
There you go. There's a date
For
night
sure.
idea. All right. Well, is there anything else any random detail, random fun fact about Clay Nickel that we should know?
I love bourbon.
Oh,
A big,
okay.
big bourbon guy. I collect it. I like to drink. I don't overindulge in
Right.
it, but
We would probably die
Yeah,
if you
absolutely.
overindulged in bourbon.
but there's a bourbon bubble going on right now. It's
Yeah.
hard to find the good stuff, but it's kind of fun to also kind of chase around and look for the stuff that's very popular that sells quick. But
Mhm.
but yeah, I enjoy bourbon. I enjoy collecting it. I have a collection that my wife would say is probably a bit over the top, a bit much. But,
Yeah.
I
What's your
I beg to
favorite
differ.
bourbon of all time?
I would say there's one I'm really enjoying right now called Elmer T. Lee.
Uh-huh.
It's very hard to find, but it's reasonably priced if you can find
Right.
it. But it's a good bourbon, and I've tried some of the Pappies, and they do live up to the hype.
So what's so great about bourbon? Like I've never.
It's just I don't know. Bourbon kind of there was a Facebook community I was a part of for a
Uh-huh.
while, and it just kind of brings people together. It's sharing bourbon with friends. It's just very popular down here. A lot of my friends enjoy it, so we get together often and drink and talk, and it's more of just sipping around, maybe have a cigar.
Right.
But I enjoy it.
Interesting.
Tastes
So at our GCM Kea Holiday Cheers event, which is coming up December 5th, I believe, at the Kenwood Country Club,
Yes.
we have a bourbon event where you can win a bottle of bourbon, and all of the members are donating a bottle, so you'll have to check that out.
I sure
but if you
will.
come to the event, I feel like it might be a balloon pop or something. I don't know exactly how it works, but bourbon is the thing.
Okay.
There's a bourbon and wine, both little event going on, but you'll have to check that out.
Absolutely.
This
I'll be
association
there.
has a few bourbon connoisseurs I've met of late. So
Yeah, I know a few out there.
Right. All right. Well, one last question for you, Clay.
Sure.
We'll let you get to your weekend. So, what do you think the folks that have worked with you throughout your career would say about who you are as a professional?
Well, I would say in college to now it would be very, very different.
Sure. Fair.
But no, I think they'd say that I am easy to get along with, a hard worker, a good employee. I always show up on time, and I'm always where I need to be. I feel like I really follow up well with my clients. I feel like I'm friendly. So I just got to keep that going. And again, that relationship with my clients is my number one priority. So.
Wonderful. Well, thank you. It's been a pleasure to sit down. I feel like I've known you, but I learned a lot from this interview. So
Awesome. Well, I appreciate it.
Super excited and very appreciative of you being so candid and taking time to actually be here today. See, it was relatively harmless, right?
Absolutely. I was a little nervous, but
now that I know, we should have had bourbon here
We
just
should
to
have
take
done a
the edge
tasting.
off a little bit. I know,
Absolutely.
right? I keep saying maybe I'll have a little taste test. I don't know. I don't know if I can be trusted with bourbon. I've just learned the joys of wine, so I think I'm going to stick with that.
Stick
for a
with the
little
wine
while.
for now.
Right.
And then maybe at the holiday cheers party
We'll see. We'll see. Well, thank you again. Thanks everyone for watching, and we're going to make a post a little bit later this afternoon, and we have some beautiful pictures of Clay and his wife and his family and Macy that we're
Macy's
going
in
to
there.
post later, and so check that out. Everyone have a great weekend. Thank you.
Thanks.